There we go.
You got it.
Try that solo real quick, Jason.
Yeah, I'm game. Sure.
Jenny, if you want, I'm not using my phone. I can go live on the WFTR.
Or the chorus.
Like I can take the phone, I can plan it every if you want.
No,
But I can
Yeah, because that's the problem is more the Wi-Fi.
That's the
Just like two balloons.
I want probably like a minute over.
Now the guy here once again. I can't explain. You would not understand. This is not how I am. I have become comfortably numb. He's in the band. I'm in the band.
So we didn't plug anything in.
Okay.
So we're just going with the mic. Is that about right?
Goosebumps.
How do I? We need to get one on the mic, Jason.
With a master band.
You're gonna have to listen while they're
I've become comfortably numb.
Gotta sing the high harmonies. Come on.
Okay.
Get with it.
Just a little pinprick. There'll be no more. You may feel a little sick. Stand up. I believe it's working. Good. That'll keep you going for the show. Come on, it's time to go. There is no pain, you are receding. The distant ships walk on the horizon. You're only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown, the dream is gone. I have become comfortably numb.
Kate. Okay. You're the. What's your title?
I'm managed
We're doing
the band,
real
but
short.
I guess I'm on the
Interlude
board,
part here.
and I play in the orchestra. I don't know what.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do. So here's what's gonna happen.
Probably best if you say I'm on the board, the bishop board, and I play in the orchestra. I think that's.
When you're and so I'll just let you. I'll say yeah. Say this is so. Kate, what is your role in all of this? And then you can rattle off all that. We'll go on in about 2 or 3 more minutes.
Okay.
And the first half of the show is going to be like it always is. So we're going to do 10 minutes, take a break, 8 minutes, take a break, and then 3 or 4 minutes, and then log out. When we come back at the top of the hour, the whole 30 minutes matters.
Okay.
No commercials.
I think the main thing is just let me know when you want, like, you know, hey, Kate, talk about the whatever.
Okay,
You know,
and
that
when we
just set me
open,
up.
okay, when we open, I'll do the introduction, and you're the first one I want to talk to.
Okay.
So that way, make sure you're standing near one of the mics.
Jason and I are gonna switch back and forth.
Okay, that works.
Golf tap.
I love that. I love that.
All right.
So that's what the word.
Okay.
Both ears.
I don't want to use both ears. I can't hear you.
What?
Boy, I wish that was the same for me. You're gonna have to put them both on when they start,
Right.
and all the individual mics are fine.
Okay.
Let's use the master to adjust it, and if it's too loud, if it's still too loud, pull this down just a little.
Okay.
I think it should be all right.
Alright,
They don't need to be amplified. They're fine.
there, yeah.
I learned that bitch in the
I love
class.
And then we'll go through the whole first. I bug out at 12:50, 7:50, and then I just listen for the station
Wait,
ID.
can I?
And
As soon as
it's
the ID is over, come back.
hit my music and come back in.
Let them
We're
play
good.
you in.
Alright, and then in a minute,
Mother?
I need to play my music, or do you have it already set?
It's already set.
Okay, so I'll hear the music in my and know that it's
Yeah. At the end.
yes, at the very
Your
end.
music, and then you'll know.
And then I'll know it's a
I'll give
minute.
you- When it starts, I'll give you that you have 4 minutes.
Okay.
Actually, it's 3 minutes till the music.
Okay,
Got it?
got it.
Got it.
Because the symphony is the instrumental, right?
Oh, it's your orange. Speak to me. Brain damage.
Literally everywhere.
I know, right?
Right
Right down to my shoes.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like a 20 bar or something or other
Oh,
before
okay.
we start.
And then wish
Yeah,
you were
we'll just
here
kind of,
after
we'll just
brain
do
damage.
a 1,
Wish you were
2,
here after
3,
brain
4.
damage.
Are we gonna have time to do all of that?
So we have an hour.
Hour.
So here's what's gonna happen. Had you been here, you would have heard me do the run through.
Ooh, snap.
Let me just
But
say.
I like surprises.
So we're gonna go on in about a minute and a half. We'll do 10 minutes, take a break. We'll take a break at 12:40. We come back at 12:43. We take a break at 12:50. We come back at 12:54. We bug out at 12:50, 7:50. When we come back from that break, just a hair after 1, we go a whole 30 minutes. Lonnie will be standing in the studio back there giving me a countdown, 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left, so that I know when we're done. So there's no commercial break from 1 to 1:30 until we're finished.
Oh, there you go.
So that'll make it easier. So what do you guys want to do in the first 10 minutes? Do you want to try and get a song in? Do you want to talk more about who you are and what you're doing? Because there'll be plenty of time in that last 30 minutes to play.
Let's start with one song.
Okay.
Talk just a few minutes and then do one song.
All right. Are you going to start with a Pink Floyd song?
Yes.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll introduce you, talk about why they're
There you go.
here and what's going on, and say
Let's
so.
go
And then-
right off the bat.
And then
we'll
you
do it.
intro the song and do your thing.
Yeah.
Does that work?
In fact, yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let
Okay.
you
And
intro the
remember,
song,
we
right?
are Facebook live streaming, so behave,
Hello,
In fact-
Facebook.
In fact,
Why
I'll-
did you point at him and not that guy right there?
because he's sitting low.
Okay.
There's only so
He's
much
the one
damage.
watching
I'm within arm
I'll
reach
be there.
smacking
Okay.
distance. Yeah, I'm within smacking distance.
Yes, that's it. That's what it is.
Always, always.
I should have brought my Nerf gun. I could have just started.
Bam, bam, bam.
They have
we
orange
want, right
bullets.
out of the gate, we want to see.
I think I'm going to swap out with Jason.
Alright, so yeah.
And be nice and close.
Push him
I will.
Nice
I
and
will.
close,
We're
guys.
going for balls right off the bat.
Get it out of the way.
For a couple
Let
minutes.
the complaints roll in.
Yeah.
Let's get our FCC
Silver
lines.
instrument.
Give me a, what's the first chord? G? Okay, hopefully I'll remember that.
Alright, are you ready?
Yep, ready.
I need to write something too. I like that.
Hello and welcome to the Valley today. I am so excited. I have been waiting all year long for today's show. We are in the studio with the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band. All of my gang is here. I feel like an honorary member of the band.
We're most of us.
Well, yeah, most
We're
of us.
missing a couple, but
And we miss
they're
them.
here in
Where's
spirit.
Glenn? Where's Sammy? We miss them.
They can't handle the scheduling.
Yeah, it's
It's
they,
been
yeah,
rigorous.
It's the fame and fortune. It's too much for
That's
them,
what
and
it
they
is.
I
have to
think
take
they
a
just
break
need
every
to
once
eat
in a while.
better, maybe, and have more energy or something.
We are gonna be supersized for today's show. So if you're just tuning in, pull up a chair and have a seat because we are gonna be here for an hour. We are going until 1:30 today on the Valley today. But I want to start off with Kate. Kate is here. She is kind of the herder of cats when it comes to the orchestra. So Kate, tell me a little bit about your role with the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra. Tell everybody who you are.
Well, I am on the board of the PSO. I also play in the orchestra, and my pretty much full-time job is managing these people right here.
And then some.
Yes, absolutely. So that's a lot of work right there.
Tough job.
It
And
is.
Someone's
for
gotta do it.
somebody who's listening, we are also Facebook live streaming. So you can kind of get a preview. We turned it on a couple of minutes ago so people can actually see, all of what goes into the herding of the
Well,
cats.
actually, you are doing a lot of the herding for me. I really appreciate that. That took a lot off my shoulders.
I herd Lonnie all the time, so I'm used to it all of the time. So okay, so let me we got to do you're here for you're here to promote the concert. You guys are going to be performing at the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival this Saturday night.
That's correct. And you can get tickets at musicfest.org. You can also get all your latest news and updates through PSO's Facebook page. So go ahead and like us on Facebook. We're posting all kinds of great updates, bios on our band members and features. Follow us there. But yeah, come out and see the concert. Shenandoah Valley Music Festival this Saturday.
And it's kind of a new thing. You guys are doing Pink Floyd this year. In the past, you've done Beatles. You did Summer of Love last year. But Pink Floyd is Tom was telling me beforehand, kind of brand new for you guys.
This is the first time that we've dedicated an entire show to one band. It's funny because we were talking about it this week, and they were asking me, why are you so enamored with Pink Floyd music? Why are you so into it? I was like, well, I suppose it goes back to the backstory of Sid Barrett and how they, really went through a vicious struggle with mental health in order to get the band to any real commercial success. So I think about it. I was like, well,
I know where
we
he's
kind of
going
do
with
that.
this.
We kind of do that every day, don't we? It's like I work really hard to examine my own mental health and make sure I'm okay, that I'm going to be able to interact with everybody
As do the rest of us when we're
without
in
being
your
offensive or
presence.
ridiculous.
So
It's a
this,
struggle.
but this took a lot to be able to put together these songs. Tom was telling me earlier because he got here on time. I just want to say.
The
There's one
productions
crazy
are
man in the bunch always.
the productions are so incredibly detailed, and we wanted to make sure that we could bring that experience to the audience because there's just so much little sound effects and stuff.
Mhm.
So
And there's going to be a light show with this particular
an
concert on
amazing
Saturday
light
night.
show by Rockstar Lighting. It's going to be incredible. We are just so thrilled. Every one of us is just so excited to do this show. It's been very challenging. I'll be very frank
Very
with
intense.
you. It's really intense. The music has, like I said, it's so detailed. And when we're in rehearsal and you miss a part, everybody's like,
Wait.
"Oh, where'd it go?" I'm like, that was me.
Yeah, sorry. We'll start that one again.
Yeah.
It's
So-
usually me.
Yeah, yeah. Tom is taking full credit. Yeah. So, do you want to do a song
Let's do one.
in our first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, why don't you tell us what you're going to play for us?
Our plan for this concert is to start with selections from The Wall, and then the second set is going to be Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety.
Wow.
So when we were looking at what to play today, it looked like things fell into place just in set order as far as the songs that we chose. So we're going to start early on in the Wall and do Mother,
All right. Have at it.
and it starts like this.
Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Mother, do you think they'll like this song?
live right there now. I'm telling you, that is live, and that is what makes it so incredibly awesome.
And acoustic, and we don't have all the, all the
Yeah.
Yeah,
violins.
yeah.
And,
Violas.
Like, started
Yeah.
talking about how busy it
I
was.
know.
We just rehearsed about 5 minutes
We're
ago,
gonna
but we're
take
gonna
a
nail
break.
this thing,
When we
man.
come back, we're gonna have more of the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Jacked it up.
yeah, don't look at me. For once, it wasn't the girl. No, I didn't admit it.
Oh no, I was having you pull the tempo back. We started getting a little odd.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Oh my God. Yeah.
The problem is you become a fan of yourself and you
We ran a little long, didn't we? Or was that all right?
Well, I say 12:40 because I've learned now.
Right?
I have till 12:42.
Okay, good. We do that with our family.
Yeah.
All right, the family gathering is at 1:30 when it's actually at 2 o'clock.
Oh, in my house, it's 3:30. We told my brothers, it's like, oh yeah, you got to be there at 12:30, and I'm like, she said 3:30. She's like, shut up, shut up. I'm like, oh yeah.
All right. So when we come back, what do you want to talk about when we come back? Do you want to talk about?
Maybe the symphony back in the rock band, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
We've
that.
got Jason here.
And then,
He's our.
do you want to talk a little bit about the other show that the symphony is doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we'll do that, and we'll fill because that's only going to be like 7 or 8 minutes. So we'll just talk
I talk
through
fast.
that one.
It'll
So
be
it'll be.
Just go to svc.coop to sign up for the program.
You'll be
There will be a peek
That's
in
the
the
quickest I think I've ever learned
by
anything.
email.
Goodbye, Blue Sky next
Tell
time.
that. You did good.
You tell us the way you want to receive alerts.
Right, rock and roll,
I feel like
right?
this is what happened last time too.
It did.
Didn't it? I learned that flute solo.
Are you playing on the next
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have the rolling chairs? You should have the rolling chairs.
Yeah.
You're the chick.
You're the chick.
I was going to be sitting there, but I decided to
The next
stand
one is
up.
Blue Sky.
Okay.
Standing. This whole upright thing.
Rock it, the bass part,
Chinese
because
style.
like,
Brother of tuning.
Brother
The Ing
Tuning.
family?
Yeah, the Ing family.
That was a really big family.
Yeah. Before Standing came up with his idea,
totally. I should get a cat tattoo with that.
Right?
we all just walked around on.
The
Was there
electric
a-
violin with a
Yeah.
Canadian.
don't
He
forget.
built his brother
That was
Neely.
That was a really nice compliment.
Oh, they're out here. They're out here.
Yes,
So what has been, and I'll ask you this when we come back, what's been the toughest one to learn?
All of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
They all have something
Some
different.
influence of playing this stuff. It's so spacious, and you gotta be so careful not to overplay. Kenny was just waving me down when he was doing the solo because I was actually getting into it a little too much.
All right, so when we come back, we'll start with Kate talking about the symphony and the background. And then we'll try and get a question or two in for you guys about that kind of thing, what it
Did
takes.
we do a song setup? Or are we doing that? No, we're not doing
No, we're not
songs.
doing a
Great.
song in the
Okay,
next
cool.
one, yeah.
We don't need to set up nothing, so.
So you just get to talk.
Just be beating out.
So I'll talk about the season
I always
too.
love
when
to
they're
talk
talking
about
about
that.
what's
Not
happening
Not
What
on the
plans
radio.
we have
Right.
for the symphony and.
Just take most of it.
All right.
Shut up, but I don't want to talk.
Yeah, that's right. That was like this.
They'll let you know.
On TV.
Run,
Nothing to see here.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael, and we are in the studio for a supersized show today. The Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band is here. They are performing this Saturday night at the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival. You can still get your tickets at musicfest.org. I will tell you, last year was my first show. Phenomenal. I cannot believe I didn't go before last
That's
year.
very nice.
It poured rain, it was windy, and it was still one of the best experiences of my life. So, and I give that to all of you guys. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. We are Facebook live streaming, so you can kind of see some of the craziness that happens in between when we're actually on commercial break on the air. But Kate, so I want to ask you, because you are kind of the orchestra rep here today. Is it a big deal to have this rock band be part of the orchestra? How does that work?
Well, you know, we've got all these classically trained musicians who perform symphonies and concertos, and we love doing that. But when we partner with the rock band, we get to be rock stars. So, you know, we're going to be on stage with a light show, with the rock band in front of us. We're going to be rock stars on Saturday, and we love doing that every year, right? This is our third year doing that with the festival. We also do that with our home audience at Highland School in Warrenton, sometimes we'll do a rock show, and those are always sell-out concerts.
Wow. And the show that they're doing Saturday, you guys are doing with the rock band, but then you're coming back to the music festival again on July 28th, and you're doing, it's just the symphony at that point, but there's another little twist to that show as well.
Well, we're trying to reach kind of a multimedia platform. So, for this one, we've got the light show, we've got the band, we've got the orchestra. The following week, we're performing against a backdrop of video and photographs of the Shenandoah Valley. So we're performing symphony, music, and coming back to our roots, but with this backdrop of this visually stunning environment that we're in.
Well, and Dennis was here a few weeks ago for a Tourism Tuesday episode, and he was talking about some of the things that they've been trying to get. He made a call out to people who were listening. If you have old images, old movies, old photos of, this is what the fields look like back then, or this is what it looked like to work in a car garage, or, those kinds of things. So he really does, I think, have a pretty wide selection of things you're going to be able to watch as you guys perform.
Well, the Shenandoah Valley has such a rich history. It's so beautiful here, and we love coming out to the valley to perform. So what better backdrop than images of this iconic area? And we're going to perform Dvorak's Symphony No. 9, The New World, which is all about Dvorak's visit to America and being impressed with the natural beauty. So, again, bringing that to the Shenandoah Valley is just perfect for us.
I forgot to tell you guys, that's like my great uncle.
Oh,
Dvorak. I found that out. My mom did the genealogy thing. I was like, well, at what point does the mental illness come into the lineage?
In this
How do you
building,
explain
the
that,
minute
Mom?
you walked in the door, that's when it started.
Right, okay.
I checked that tree for Edgar Allan Poe movie.
Well, okay,
I don't
so...
know if our family tree actually forks.
Yeah. And on that note, shh. I've never shushed anybody on the air before. So once again, Kenny, you are the first. So Kate, if somebody wants to get tickets to Saturday night show, if they want to get tickets to next week's show, I mean, there's a ton of, Dennis would be upset if I didn't mention the Temptations are coming, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, Kenny G. Rob and I are going to have that conversation.
Isn't it Home Free Friday?
Home Free is this coming Friday night.
tomorrow.
Yep, they are an a cappella country music band.
They're really good.
Ah.
I've listened to a few of their YouTube videos.
See, well, there you go. But yeah, you can get tickets for all of that music fest. I know that there's a deal if you buy tickets in bulk, so you could get like 6 tickets, and then I think you get some sort of a deal. Dennis is going to be so annoyed with me that I'm butchering the crap out
I
of
think
this.
there's a lot of promotions. There's promotions related to staying overnight. There's promotions related to the number of tickets. And all of that information is through the festival at musicfest.org. So if you just go onto that website, you can get all the information you need, get tickets to come see us on Saturday the 21st, and then come back to see the Piedmont Symphony in its entirety performing under the stars against this Shenandoah Valley backdrop the following week.
See, we didn't even need Dennis. You did a fabulous job.
Well, thank you.
But, we still love Dennis. But anyway.
You love Dennis.
I think it's something else
love
to
this with
note
Kate's
is
Theater.
that, like, a lot of the folks that play in this symphony live out here. We don't.
They're locals, yeah.
Yeah, we're locals. We're not coming from elsewhere to come in and play. We all live out here, so this is definitely a labor of love, too.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt that. And I want to talk a little bit about that when we come back, about how that works with you guys as a rock band kind of meshing into them. And then, like Kate mentioned earlier, that the orchestra feels like they get to be rock stars when you guys are coming. Tom and I talked about that a little bit when he first got here, about being able to kind of mesh that together so that it does sound like one cohesive sound. So we'll talk about that when we come back. We're going to take one more quick break. We are on the air today until 1:30, and we are Facebook live streaming on our Facebook page at theriver953.com. So head over there and watch it. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with more of the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band.
There's always more to the story. At River 95.3, that's what our new podcast.
I gotta ask, I'm a Highland alum.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did you get to meet David Fatula?
Yeah. Yeah, we see him all the time.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah, he's a great
Did
guy.
you take guitar with him, or?
Oh, I tried. I wasn't successful, but I like once in junior year I did a little guitar class, and I didn't really take to it, and I wasn't dedicated enough, so I didn't build the calluses, and I just didn't really.
God, the calluses, right? Those are the worst.
When you started off, yeah. So I just didn't have the determination to do it.
heard that you can text direct and connect.
Oh my God.
That's a 12-string horn there. That's a real
Janet,
Nancy.
if I introduce Jason's our assistant concertmaster.
Okay.
So maybe that would be a good segue.
When we come back, it's the shortest segment of the day. So I've got I got to get out at 12:57:50.
do that
So
in
when we
a
come
second
back,
and a
why
half,
don't
if you
I
want.
introduce you and then have everybody kind of go around and say who they are and what their role is.
Sure.
And then just kind of keep in mind, I know not all of you can see it. 12:57:50. I've got to be out in order to connect back to the network for us to loop back in for that extra half hour.
By the way,
So,
she's looking at you.
yeah.
Like, don't talk too much. Like, don't talk too much.
I mean, he's usually so quiet. I don't know what's going on.
I know, right?
Give me a harpo horn.
I love everything you say though, because you crack me up. So I'm like, bring it on.
I'm the only one that knows what that says. And how it gets played. It's like the matrix coding right here.
Yeah, people
Yeah, that's all that
It's
matters.
here,
have
yeah.
trouble deciphering the crayon marks I make on my pages.
This is what I actually. Like, if you can figure that out, you're golden.
I don't even want to use my brain.
All right,
I wouldn't want to
so
play.
I got it.
about
I got it.
4
I got it.
minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes.
This last segment's about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, this has been a great brain track.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael, and this segment is brought to you by Valley Health Urgent Care. Can't wait to see a doctor? Now you don't have to. You can even check in online and save time at vhurgentcare.com. So we are in the studio today with the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band. They've got a concert coming up this Saturday night at the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival. You can get tickets at musicfest.org. Kate, so you gave us at the opening of the show kind of, your role and what you do. Can we go around the room, since this is kind of a shorter segment, and have everybody say, this is who I am and this is what I do? Because I know Jason also plays a role with the orchestra as a whole.
Well, actually, I'd like to introduce him. Jason
Ah.
Labrador is our assistant concertmaster all season long. So he plays in the symphony. He's a classically trained musician, but he's also an amazing vocalist. So we have our very own, we call him our musical chameleon, because he switches seamlessly between violin playing, classical music, different styles, and vocal. So, Jason?
And if you're watching on Facebook, you can see he was blushing as Kate was going over that whole big long list.
Thank you so much, Kate. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm the assistant concertmaster, and for this concert, I am singing one song, a rack of backup vocals, but also playing electric violin on this as
Wow.
well. So this is be a bit of a debut on the electric violin. It's been about 10 years since I've done that before, so this will be
Well,
really cool.
and I got to give you a shout out, because when you guys were here last year, you literally were handed a song when you walked in the door, if I'm not mistaken, and
Correct.
performed it live on the show. So I have no concern about your talent, because I
Oh.
know it is there.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a bit of a juggling scene, because I just finished doing West Side Story with Shenandoah Summer Music Theater. Shout out SSMT. Hi, guys. Of course, now I've put that down and picked up the electric violin. We had a short performance last night in Shepherdstown at the Presbyterian Church with a duet, and now I'm back playing electric again. So,
So yeah, there's
it's
no
just-
rest for the weary.
No, you got to pay that mortgage.
So Rob, who are you? Why are you here? In 30 seconds or less. No.
I'm a singer and I split wood. No. That's what I do to annoy Kate.
Yes. And Rob is I'm going to say you're a regular guest, because you've actually gotten a show all to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So people can go
Thought
to,
we were going to
yeah.
do that again.
Yeah, we are. We're going to do that
Hint, hint.
again. Yeah, we're going to do that again. You can go to our website at theriver953.com and search for Rob Foster's name, and then you can listen to that show. all
There you
day long.
go. Yeah, it was a cool show.
Yes, and Michelle is my favorite songbird.
Oh,
Yes.
so sweet.
Ours too.
I'm so blessed to be a part of this, and thank goodness this guy right here. They were looking for a girl singer, and he called me, and
Rob says, "Hey, have I got a deal for you?"
that's right. And to have an orchestra behind you is the most amazing feeling when you're singing. I mean,
Oh,
does
that's
it get
got to
any
be
better
like the
than
coolest
that?
experience ever.
Especially when you do White Rabbit.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's. We may have to finagle that in the next half hour.
Oh my
I
goodness.
know it wasn't
She sings
necessarily
out
on the
around-
list, but
You sing
yeah.
out around the area with Brandy Stills as well.
Brandy
She-
Stills. I've been in that band
Brandy
for
Stills
like
band.
25 years. Hi guys. And I sing in a band called The Exaggerations as well.
So people can find you, any given night sometimes somewhere playing
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's like we're doing the Moose circuit.
There you go.
Hey, there are worse places.
Yes,
there
yes.
are a lot worse
We played
places.
there
The
too.
Moose is awesome.
Worse
So,
places.
so Kenny, how about you?
My name is Kenny Hasty. I play guitar, sing a little bit. I suppose that for me, the connection came through Glenn, our conductor. We were in rock bands together about years ago. And,
One or two.
yeah, I mean, you know, and it was down in South Florida, and he used to talk all the time about one day I just want to conduct, man. And so, you know, I moved back here after the fact about 15 years later, and
Guess
lo and
what?
behold, here's Glenn, the conductor, and I think he sweats more than any conductor I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Oh, he's really gonna
absolutely.
appreciate
Well,
it.
he
just
has
said
to.
that.
He has to
does.
deal with us.
Well, yeah, so there is that.
Puts,
Yeah.
puts him into an immediate state of anxiety.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
There's a certain amount of that too. So Tom, you had mentioned to me earlier, and we've got about a minute before we're going to bug out here for just a couple of minutes. You were on the board when the orchestra hired Glenn as the conductor.
Yeah, actually, I guess I kind of interviewed him, and we had a few other people we looked at, but Glenn stood head and shoulders above everyone else. And bringing him on was cool. It was really cool. And then transitioning him in, and then at some point in time, we go, why don't we do a rock symphony? He was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's when I got introduced to Kenny and started pulling this whole thing together. It was a labor of love, like Kenny said earlier. It just fell into place, and now this is our 21st show.
Fabulous. Well, I tell you what, we are going to take one more break. When we come back, we will have 30 uninterrupted minutes to be able to listen to some songs, talk with you guys a little bit more. We are in the studio with the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra here on the Valley today. So stay tuned. We will be back, and watch us on Facebook live stream as well.
Oh, you're getting all the footage here. This is action shots.
I'm doing
This
the
is like,
sweeping. Oh, I feel like I'm directing Jurassic Park right now.
I know, this is
Yeah.
like Oscar-worthy direction. You're directing.
A bunch of dinosaurs.
All right, so when we come back, we'll do a quick, hey, this is what we are, but you know, it's been 20 minutes, we haven't played a song. So what do you want to play when we come back in?
Goodbye Blue Sky,
Okay.
and then Comfortably Numb after that.
Okay.
That'll finish out the wall, and then we'll do what we can do, like one or two from Dark Side.
Do you have time for just one before your break? Or?
Well, we'll have 25-ish minutes. So, I mean, I know they're long songs, but they're not that long.
No.
It's not Inagata
No,
DeVito,
there's-
right?
Yeah, in fact, Goodbye Blue Sky is really short. It's only like
Yeah, really
two
short.
Okay.
and change. So.
You're so cute.
Not White Rabbit?
Well, I like White Rabbit.
We love White Rabbit. Can we do right?
We'll see. We'll see how we're doing on time.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it.
I do love
I mean,
that
twist
song.
your arm, right?
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Rob's mom.
I seem to always end up right under the light where it looks like my forehead goes all the way back to the back of my neck.
You know, I got the big forehead thing going too, I think.
This looks large,
So
man.
genius.
Melonious, I'd almost say.
Stop it.
Rock stars. Stop it.
Leave me out of that,
I
please.
swear.
No, wait, here we go.
I'm old and vain.
There you go.
Don't judge.
That's better. It was so
That's
There
why
you go.
I'm very vain. That's why I wear, like, you know, my dad shorts. That's why I wear plaid with stripes, you know, because I'm so vain.
That's stylish. That's your own personal style.
My dad was just awesome. He'd have, like, you know, the plaid with the, you know, checkerboard up here and maybe a, I don't know, striped hat. My dad's outfits would, you know, induce, like, epilepsy.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael, and yes, we are still going strong. The Valley today is an extra half hour long today because we have extra special guests in the studio. We are chatting with the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band. Everybody go, woo!
Rock and roll!
They have got a show coming up at the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival this Saturday night. It is the music of Pink Floyd. You can get your tickets at musicfest.org. And we went through we did a song at the beginning of the Valley today, shortly after we came on the air at 12:30. We are Facebook live streaming, so if you want to watch what's going on, you can do that as well. But we haven't played a song in like 20 minutes, so can we just do a little music? Let's
Sure,
hear
sure.
what you got. What are we
We're
gonna
going
do?
to do another one from the wall, because this is just such a beautiful song, and we all are in love with this piece of music.
Let's have it.
Deep breath.
Look, Mommy.
I'm not doing it.
Come on, do it.
All right.
Do the line.
There's a part in the beginning where the little kid goes,
Look, Mommy, there's an airplane in the sky.
Did you see the frightened ones? Did you hear the falling bombs? Did you ever wonder why we had to run for shelter when the promise of a brave new world and fell beneath the clear blue sky? Did you see the frightened ones? Did you hear the falling bombs? Flames were all long gone, pain lingers on. Goodbye, blue sky. Goodbye, blue sky. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wow.
It's funny, I keep grabbing for my volume control like it's going to do something.
It doesn't work here.
Well, that's what I do live. I say, okay, nice, slow, subtle fade.
So here's my question, because we talked about this a little bit earlier. How complicated is it to learn these songs? Because, you know, we joked, you know, I was joking earlier about, you know, the Beatles are kind of easy. It's a good melody. You just kind of do and you're done. But these songs, and Tom kind of said something about it before we went to break earlier too, they're a little more complicated. They're a little more layered.
The difference is, I think, with this is, like I said, it's so detailed. And as a rock guy, I mean, I don't read music real well. I can recognize like some of the phrasing. I can catch a key signature, and I can kind of get myself through it. But generally, I have to memorize everything.
Ugh.
Hi, Kenny, one of them funny little dogs.
You know. So yeah, me and Rob will be out there. Let's ask somebody that really knows what they're doing.
And Glenn is shushing you
And
from
then
up
Glenn's
front.
like, hey, you guys, can we get this one going? yeah, just
No.
So that's how it works out sometimes. But
It takes a lot of rehearsing too, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I know, speaking for myself and having, you know, talked to everybody else about it, we're all almost sick of the music because we're just trying so hard to, we listen to it constantly. It's on a loop. And I mean, not that
It's very
I've
emotional.
loved it. I mean, you know, we sit around in the parents' basement when we were kids and listened to Pink Floyd and did all those things we did when we were in the 70s as kids. And so
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
I harken back to that and
Kool-Aid.
think about it, and I'm like, you know, it just...
Grape Kool-Aid.
I was only
and
old
cherry.
enough
Milk
to
and
drink
cookies.
Kool-Aid in the 70s.
Milk
so
and cookies,
actually.
man, that's all. Nothing more.
Well, when you're a teenager and you're listening to these songs, it's just like breathing. It comes so naturally to sing along. But when you actually have to learn them, the timing is really off. Timing is what throws me off, kind of.
The
So I have to
song
really,
Money.
it's a challenge.
Well,
It's not predictable.
typical songs are verse, chorus, middle eight, chorus, or maybe another verse and chorus, and then done. Right? These are nothing like that.
Oh yeah, they're well.
You can part them out, and there's sections to the song, but that's roughly
And that's
in
why
most
I like
cases
them.
that's it.
So
Yeah.
beautiful.
Because you really do have to
So
become
beautiful.
part of the
Yes.
song and part of the music. It's not so much just the
Right.
routine. Kind of
Right.
like what you're
Exactly.
saying. You really do kind of have to get into the whole thing and become part of the song. Tom, you motioned earlier that Kenny was telling you to slow down during the first song that you played.
Yeah, I tend to become a fan of myself. And,
You don't belong in this group at all.
I sometimes I overplay, and especially this stuff. You have to leave the nuances in there. You have to let the music itself breathe. Kenny's such a remarkable guitarist. You've got to give him room to do what he's trying to do. My role is to support everyone else in doing my rhythm work. So sometimes I have to just back off a little bit, and I don't mind being told to do that.
Yeah, you didn't smack him or
I
anything.
can't handle this pressure, man.
Wow.
It's a lot of responsibility.
So do you want to do another song?
Let's do another one.
All right, what are we going to do now?
This might be one of the most recognizable Pink Floyd songs. As you listen to Pink Floyd, you'll notice that, like I mentioned it earlier, about how a lot of the theme relates to mental health. This is because their bandmate, Sid Barrett, in the very beginning, when they were forming this band, struggled terribly with mental illness. So as you listen to Pink Floyd lyrics pervasively throughout, there is references to, to mental health and to Sid's condition and how it helped, create this amazing...
became his creative outlet.
This is it. This is, like I said, a lot of the music, the themes are all about, making it through each day with, with what amounts to, some sense of
Survival.
self.
Yeah.
Well, we're also going to feature Jason on violin for this tune, so you guys get to hear
Yeah,
him
you
do
did
his
mention
thing.
earlier how he had a song thrown at him last year. We did it again.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. When you perform well, then it becomes the expectation, and you never get a break. I have learned that. I'm going to start sucking at stuff.
Yeah.
Just so people don't keep asking me at the last minute to do that.
Jason,
There's my
no
advice.
pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
So this is our interpretation that we just kind of came up with out in the other room. So,
Oh, okay then.
2, 3, and...
Hello, is everybody there? Just gonna get here. Is there anyone home? Come on now. Are you feeling down? Like an Asian ship smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown, the dream is gone. I have become comfortably numb. I have become comfortably numb.
I still get goosebumps.
You're still going for your volume knob, dude.
I know.
Yeah, that is so
Let's have it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, every time you guys get done, I keep feeling like I need to push a button or turn something off or go to a commercial or something. So
Always
it
an
happens
engineer,
always.
you know,
Right.
can't help it.
Oh no, engineer is way too technical of a term to describe me. So, are you guys excited about Saturday night? Are you nervous? You know, I know you've got another rehearsal
yes and
tonight.
yes.
So, you know, what goes through your minds on, you know, a couple of days before a show like this that you've not really done together before?
Total nerve excitement.
Yeah.
You know,
Is
you
that
have
how
to
it
just
works?
embrace
Well,
the complexities. You know, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, you guys are such a family. I've noticed that you guys have been here coming for a couple of years now. I know a lot of you personally too, and you really do kind of lean on each other and depend on each other and encourage each other.
Yeah.
And
Look,
follow
as
each
Michelle
other.
leans over,
Oh,
and she's
yeah.
like, "Oh yeah."
I will tell you this: when they said we need a female vocalist, I was like, I know exactly who we need to get.
Oh, and I'm so
And
glad
never
you
wavered.
called me.
Yeah, and the first time she came in here, I was just floored.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
so it was.
I think one of the requisites for us, if you're going to be part of the team, you got to be nice, you got to be fun, you got to be happy. You know, strive to be happy,
A
and
little crazy.
when you got a group of people that all have that in common, I think it makes it a lot easier.
And a
You know,
little
for us,
crazy.
we just, you got to be a little bit nuts.
Well,
And-
so let me ask you then, how did you guys, I mean, we talked earlier, Rob kind of recommended Michelle. How
Yeah.
did you guys kind of come together as a whole? I mean, you mentioned that you knew Glenn. I mean, did it all just gel and then suddenly Tom appeared and then here was Jason?
I
How did
think
you guys pull it together?
The Glenn thing was the basis
Mm.
for all of our involvement.
I worked with
in
you
sense- yeah, because
a couple of years before I joined.
Yep. Yeah, we did how did we find you? Russ went out to Great Meadows Park and saw Rob sing. My brother saw Rob
Yeah.
sing somewhere.
Well,
And,
and
and
it was
said, hey
Chris,
man.
Chris
we're-"
Fath.
Yep, and we were looking for vocalists. We
So then Rob comes on board. And then Jason, how did you find your way into this? Was it through the orchestra?
Actually, yeah, I actually started out just as a volunteer. I had no intentions of being assistant concertmaster or anything. I was just looking to be a part of the symphony. And lo and behold, I talked with Kate, I talked with Glenn, I let them know that I was a vocalist, and I kind of fell into a symphony that I get to sing with. It was a huge blessing.
So, and Tom, you mentioned earlier you were on the board when the decision was made to hire Glenn. How did you fit into this particular group, though?
We started talking about doing the rock shows, and right from the beginning, Glenn was like, "You're on this. You're on this.
No option.
No way you're not on this." And he and I gotten to know each other. See, Glenn plays bass and saxophone. I studied saxophone at Shenandoah Conservatory, and I also play bass and guitars, and not pretty well. But it was just one of those things where it just evolved, and it kept evolving and getting bigger and bigger, and here we are playing at the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival.
So here's another channel that I just thought of as he was speaking, because He does the 401k. He's an accountant.
He's our Edward Jones guy. Even though
Exactly.
he's not our Edward Jones guy, he's an
So
Edward Jones
he's
guy.
also the Edward Jones guy for Country Chevrolet, which is my employer.
Ah.
So I went and they called me and hired me up at Country because they needed a recording studio and databases built. I was like, well, I do both of those things. So, I came up here and, built a recording studio for Andy, and the musical, aspect of our relationship started growing out because Andy is a principal sponsor of the symphony.
Ah,
So
see,
it all
yes, so
kind
it all
of
does
circles
kind of
around
somehow or
and-
another, it does come full circle.
Yes, it does.
So your concert is this Saturday night. It is at Shenandoah Valley Music Festival. You can get tickets at musicfest.org. It is the music of Pink Floyd. The show starts at 8 o'clock. I know there's going to be a light show. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal show. Home free is actually Friday night. There's the Temptations on the 27th. The Symphony Orchestra comes back again on the 28th for an 8 o'clock show with O Shenandoah. Mary Chapin Carpenter's coming, Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, Kenny G. They end the season with a Bluegrass Mini-Fest. So, there's not any kind of music that you can't enjoy and go and hear at the music festival.
Well, and of course, we're partial to the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra.
As am I.
I noticed while we were doing that last tune, I was observing everybody, right? And I was watching you give your headphones over to the camera guy back here. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Dylan.
To Dylan. And the smile on your face was just like, oh my God.
You've
you
got to hear
have
this.
listen to
Yes.
this. But you know what I thought? That's the feeling that we convey from the stage. Every person on that stage, the rock band, the symphony, we absolutely love what we do.
Oh, yeah.
We love each other. We love the music. And we have a great time. And I think that conveys
Oh, yeah.
to our audience. So it's going to be a spectacular show.
Well, and I will say, because you guys had come in and have done these concerts. I think this is your third year. You even came and did an extra one for my birthday last year. We're going to talk about that too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But I had, so I had my experiences with you guys here in the studio, kind of in this confined space and that sort of thing. And last year was the first year that I came, and the orchestra, I was not prepared. I was not emotionally prepared for what that sound was going to be like with you guys, with the orchestra behind you. And then when Kenny rolled out,
And I was wearing orange too, wasn't I?
Yes, well, he was wearing
Thanks.
orange right up until he did Sounds of Silence, and then he had to change his clothes, so because apparently that didn't fit in. But there's just no words to explain the phenomenon that happens with the orchestra, with the band, when you're sitting there, whether it's in the pavilion or on the lawn. It is just amazing.
Janet, we call that the magic of PSO.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
it is built upon all of these connections, all these circles of friends that have come together. And it's just, there's nothing like it anywhere else. It's unique. And we want our audiences to come out and experience that magic with us.
Yep, musicfest.org.
So
Go
yes,
get your tickets.
We
It's
like
good
Saturday.
weather too.
Yes, it's going to be,
good
yeah,
weather.
we're not getting any humidity or anything gross until next week, and then it's going to be gone by the following weekend, so you're still in good shape.
Again, that's the magic of PSO.
Yeah.
And Janet, we love it when you come to the show because you always look up at the stage and at the end you're like, you look so parched here.
Oh, that's 'cause
And a
of what you
libation
want.
was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I want people to think I am somebody, so I bribed the band. That's how you do things. There's the other
I said
secret
if you
behind
brought-
it all.
Bro, wine, you can sit up on stage and sing with us.
I know, I just made the mistake of not showing them the wine till the concert was over, and it didn't
Right.
really any good. So I know that traditionally Pink Floyd songs are kind of long. We've got a little less than 10 minutes before we're going to bug out of here. Is there a song that's less than 10 minutes that you want to play?
Actually, this one's pretty quick. This is part of a two-part song, but we'll just do the second part because it's another signature song, and this is from the opening
Well, wait a minute, I
of
need to find it.
Dark Side of the Moon.
All right, well then let's do it.
There we go.
It really is, and you kind of have alluded to this all the way through. All of their music is poetic. If you don't necessarily think about what the content is, does that make sense?
Well, yes.
When you're in Nashville, like I spent a lot of time in Nashville and in songwriting circles and stuff, and we'd talk about how every line matters. Don't just throw a line out there just to get it filled, just to fill the spot in the song. Make it count. I feel that like with Roger and Dave Gilmour, that was something that they adhered to with every song. Every line has such an intense, profound, meaning.
It just grabs you.
It pulls you in, and like I said, to me, it makes me examine my own mental health every day of my life.
And the worms ate into his brain.
So we are in the studio. In case you're thinking, what has happened to the Valley today? We are in the studio today with the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band. They've got a concert, the music of Pink Floyd, coming up at the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival on Saturday night at 8 p.m. You can get your tickets at musicfest.org. So we've only got a couple of minutes. Lonnie's not giving me the high sign yet, so that means I have a few more minutes than what I think. So what I want to do, because a lot of times you guys come in and we talk about the show and we talk about the music, but we don't ever really get to know who you are individually. And I know a lot of you, and Michelle kind of alluded to this earlier, have your own things going on where other people that are listening right now could come and see you play or listen to you play somewhere else. So I'm going to start with you, Jason. Are you doing anything anywhere besides Saturday night and next Saturday night that somebody can come and enjoy your music?
I've got a ton of weddings on the book, of course. I
So
have my
there's
own
a
string
good plug,
quartet, so
yeah.
you can check out www.labradorentertainment.net. You can see upcoming events up there. We have, of course, church performances all the time as well, but there's a lot going on with that.
And how about you, my friend?
I am, according to Kate, I'm a writer and a poet. I have a book.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is.
I would love people to come see me. My next gig, which is on the 28th, but it's in Laurel Springs, North Carolina. A bit of a drive for a beer ski
Is there a
and
beach?
to watch the band. No, Laurel Springs is in the mountain. I
okay,
wish.
no,
Yeah,
sorry,
totally. That'd
can't
be
make
really
it.
cool, wouldn't it?
I need
Can't
an
make it.
ocean. I need an
But
ocean.
it's for Fragile X. Please go to Fraxa, I believe, FRAXA.org, and donate.
Oh, awesome.
That would be cool.
And Michelle?
Okay, well, I sing in a band called the Brandy Stills Band. Just go to brandystills.com or theexaggerations.com. Two different bands I'm in. Come out and hear us.
And their schedule's there.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
schedule every
I always know where you are, but I always know too late because you'll post on Facebook when you're already at somewhere, and I'm like, crap, I can't go now.
Bad at that. So I'll get better at that. I
I'll
promise.
help her with her marketing skills.
Yeah, there you go. Could you work on that? And Kenny, how about you?
Yeah, I have that same issue with self-promotion, and I'm so good at it that I wait till the last day
Oh yeah. Well,
of
okay.
the
So
gig
the
before
three
I
of you
put
though.
something out there.
So I'm going to interrupt to yell at the three of you for a minute because I happen to, and I rarely am on my own personal Facebook page. I'm so busy managing business pages.
Yeah.
I log on one night and all of you are somewhere together performing
that's right.
somewhere, and I'm like,
Sometimes
they
we
didn't even
do.
tell me.
over here in the valley where the apples grow,
Yes.
once in a while we do orchard gigs.
We'd like to play more together, though.
We call ourselves. I mean, I like
Maybe at a
I
peach
like our
fest.
name, Michelle and the Dirty Hippies.
Okay, yeah. So are you going to be
But,
anywhere anytime soon?
I will be at, let's see, Northside 29 Diner. I'm doing an acoustic show
cool.
on
There
the
you go.
3rd of August. I tend to play around Warrenton a lot, McMahon's.
Oh, yeah.
I play with KennyHasty.com.
Awesome. And Tom, I know you were very excited about Sunday because Sunday is your hiatus
Yeah.
to a certain degree.
I'm looking forward to the break, yes.
Well, I go to the beach next week.
That's right.
I'm
he's,
out of
he's
here.
out of here.
I'm
But,
out.
yeah. As far as other projects, once in a while I get hired by Kenny to do some work for him, and I get phone calls, that kind of thing. And I'm spending a lot of time in my basement trying to get back on a couple other instruments because this multi-instrument thing it's a bit of a challenge to stay on top of things.
Well, so the way that I got you guys to come do the concert for my birthday was that I conned Rob into agreeing to it while we were on the air. So along those lines, I really do want to start like a free concert Friday. Yeah.
So does that mean?
So if you guys
that.
just kind of want to get the band back together and come, and doesn't have to be anything too formal. I'm sure that our listeners would love to just have you guys come in and sing some songs.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's what
so-
we do.
See,
Yeah,
this is how it
definitely.
starts, isn't it? Rob's sitting here going, "Wait a minute, I've been in this train wreck before."
That might get me out of work early. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see how
Friday
this works.
afternoon.
We are in the studio with the
John,
Piedmont-
if you're listening,
yeah, well, that's what
I have a
happened. And
request.
Glenn texted, and everybody texted. The next thing I know, you guys were here for my birthday last year. So
yeah, it's cool.
best birthday ever. And it didn't even end in a
Thank
zero.
you.
This year it ends in a zero.
Oh boy.
So yeah.
20?
Yes,
I
exactly.
thought so.
That's exactly what it is.
I have confidence that
I'm
one day we're all
21
gonna.
now.
I have confidence that one day we're all gonna make it through puberty,
I
but
know. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime
it's
soon.
not gonna happen anytime soon.
You can get the full schedule of the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival's concerts that are happening this season. It kicks off Friday night with Home Free. They are an a cappella country music band. Saturday night, of course, you've been listening to little snippets of the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band and their music of Pink Floyd. Saturday night, 8 o'clock, musicfest.org is where you can absolutely get tickets. And then followed by the Temptations, the orchestra comes back on the 28th with O Shenandoah. That's going to be a fun night.
Well, and Janet, can I just plug our regular season,
Yes.
which is at the Highlands
I totally
School?
forgot to
No,
tell
that's
you where
okay.
you're going to be next.
That's okay. Our regular season, we have 5 regular subscription concerts. You can get season tickets. We are at the Highland School, which is in Warrenton, PiedmontSymphony.org, or you can find us on Facebook. Our first concert is October 28th, and we're bringing back cello soloist Jason Love to do some more Dvorak for us.
See,
So we're
that's
really
cool.
looking forward to a spectacular year.
Well, and that's the thing too, because I tend to forget because I'm used to you guys being here for this. That you do kind of have this whole other thing that goes on even after the music festival stuff is over.
Well, that's exactly right. And so we're gearing up for that. I don't think we ever take breaks. When is our vacation?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Where's our beach?
There's a week of Christmas.
Right.
Right.
Well,
So-
even then, you're probably doing a Christmas concert at a church
That's right.
somewhere.
That's right.
That's true.
And you have to shop.
Always, but you know what? If you do what you love, you never work a day in your
Right.
life.
See, look,
So-
this is why she is so good at herding you cats because
Oh,
she
yeah.
knows how to bring you right back down to where
That's
it's
right.
She
normal.
does.
This guy right here.
Yeah, I know. He's
I'm terrified. She's like, am I gonna have to come over there and wrap you in bubble wrap? Because I was literally actually splitting wood and hurt my finger.
He says, I almost cut off a finger. I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
she's like, what is wrong with you?
yeah.
We have a
because
show.
We can't leave you any. I know. I'm worried because so that's
Log splitting's done.
Yep, but you can get the full list of the schedule for the Shenandoah Valley. We keep going off topic. Anyway, after the orchestra concert on the 28th, Mary Chapin Carpenter's coming to town. Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. I think he is a Bruce Springsteen-ish kind of person.
Yes,
You guys are nodding your
that's
heads.
really
So okay, I
good.
got that right. Kenny G is coming to town, and then they wrap up their season with the Bluegrass Mini Fest on September 2nd. You can get all of those tickets at musicfest.org. I think Dennis will be somewhat pleased that we have carried on in his absence.
I hope so. We're going to make some awesome music this weekend and next, and then all year at Highland.
Yeah,
So come see us.
I think it's going to be fun. So we have been chatting with the Piedmont Symphony Orchestra's rock band. We do miss Glenn. Should we give
Yeah.
Glenn a shout out? Should
Yep.
we, do something for?
Hi,
for
Glenn. Hello, Glenn.
Yeah, look, and everybody's like, yeah, we
We
did.
miss
talk
you,
about
Glenn.
it.
We miss you.
Love you, miss you.
I know, right? It's going to be
Hugs
pretty
and kisses.
interesting.
See you tonight.
So, Lonnie is telling me that we have 3 minutes until my 1 minute music bed is going to play. What can you do in 2.5 minutes?
Oh gosh.
As Kenny reaches over
Picked up
for
my
his
guitar
guitar and says,
Well, there's
so yeah, what can you do in a quick minute? Can we at least get the high part of maybe what's driving?
Just have a fade
Let's
out.
do that. Let's do that.
Wish you were here and you could just fade us out.
Oh, well, sorry.
That was a nice ending, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was awesome. Yay! So I think we should do it all again tomorrow. Yes.
That was cool. I like the way that ended, man.
Yeah, well, he ended up pulling my music bed
That's what I
out
was
and sent me a
gonna
text
say.
that I'm just going to fade them out.
I was almost going to give him one of these,
Yep.
through the window.
Oh yeah, Lonnie is amazing.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a song for Janet.
You want to hear White Rabbit just for you? She wanted to hear
I,
it.
know, I saw the video and I know I want to hear it.
Okay, all right. She wanted
Open
to
up
hear
the
it.
door and let Kathy come and hang out. She loves White Rabbit. She's sitting out there.
Do you want to stand for this stuff?
Sure.
No, I'm just
Oh,
have to.
No.
and the mics don't move.
Okay.
So get them out of your way.
Oh, I don't need that. That's right. What am I doing? Okay.
Hit it.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits, and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Call Alice when she was just born. When the man on the chessboard get up and tell you where to go, and you just had some kind of mushroom, and your mind is moving low, go ask Alice. I think she'll know when logic and proportion have fallen slowly dead, and the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queen's off with her head. Remember what the Dharma said. Feed your head. Feed your head.
Woo!
I think Facebook, every time she does that, I
We're
think
not
it's fun.
worthy.
Oh, stop.
All right, well, say goodbye to the Facebook live stream.
Bye. If you mean it.
What was that? So yeah, I gotta get my.